Have fun plans for the outdoors? Make the memories last with the best outdoor coolers and drinkware. Celebrating 10 years of cool, Orca was founded in 2012, born from the idea of making a hard-sided cooler that beat out all the rest. Orca coolers are built to be as strong as the adventures you take them on. That's why they have a lifetime warranty while giving you world-class maximum temperature retention. Orca's drinkware offers the same high quality, keeping your drinks icy cold or hot for hours, and they look great while doing it. Their stainless steel, vacuum-sealed tumblers and martini cup are perfect companions for your next outdoor adventure. Go to orcacoolers.com/bourbon for 15% off your order. That's orcacoolers.com/bourbon for 15% off. Orca, make it last. Hey y'all, I want to let you know we've teamed up with our friends at pickshop.com. They have an app, the Picks app. It is a new awesome thing that we're moving a lot of our stuff to. We're moving tastings there, we're moving posts there. We're not going to leave Instagram and Facebook and all the other places, but Picks is this really cool thing that we're getting to build with them. We're getting to build how you post. We're getting to build how you go ahead and put in a tasting. And these tastings will match you up to other people and other whiskeys that you are very compatible with based off of what you've put in for your tastings. There's so much stuff. I can't even tell you enough in a minute, but go to pickshop.com, hit the link, get the app, get in there, start tasting, start posting, be a part of the community. We're going to be there. You should be there too. Go to pickshop.com and get the app. What have you got for me, Zeke Baker?
Man, it was a tough day today.
What happened?
Had to flip the damn thermostat over to heat.
Oh, man, it was one of those. There was a freeze warning last night. I wanted to go get the things, where you put on the spigots outside, where you put like the little foam coverings over them so they don't freeze.
I'm not that yuppie, but maybe.
It's not yuppie. It's smart. I got made fun of last night for wanting to do it. It was like, our crawl space is heated. You don't need to do all that. I'm like, yeah, well, knowing our luck.
So it is yuppie then.
It's not yuppie. They cost $2. It's not yuppie when it costs $2 to get a little foam thing to put over your spigot.
I mean, what aggravates me, whether it be, transitioning into spring or transitioning into fall, like 2 or 3 weeks where the house is just, a good temp. You don't have to pay for air, pay for heat, like you get a break on the bills. But no, it hadn't happened in more than a hot minute. I mean, last week it was pretty warm. Had to run the AC. I think I got 3 days. And now, you know what? Had to go ahead and break down and put it on heat mode.
Just want to keep the window open for a week. A week. Give me a week of just the window open.
Well, you could still keep it open.
You just need a lot of blankets.
Yeah. Wool socks, a hoodie, and sweats.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Edwards. With me, as always, is Zeke Baker. And together, we are the boring dads drinking bourbon. That was not our best cold open. It was funny for me, but it was kind of like a very daddish cold open. Feel like it's dads coming off fall break.
I think it's true regardless. I mean, I remember whenever I had a condo and stuff before I had a significant other, kids, etc. Like, I still hated it if I didn't get at least like 2 or 3 weeks of, I ain't got to pay for anything right now. I'm in the gravy space. This is the good time.
Well, you know what I would do in the winter, being the New Englander that moved down to the South, I would just shut my heat off. In the winter, I would shut everything off. So if it went to like 65, I'm okay. That's like kind of what I'm used to.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I was just cheap about it. I was like, I'm going to save on my utility bill this winter.
I mean, there's cheap and there's like hypothermic.
Especially if you're in an apartment complex and you're on like a higher floor because heat rises. So all the people below you have their heat on. Well, it's rising up into your apartment.
I mean, still 65. That's a tough number. You must not have had like hardwood floors or concrete floors. Some things get cold regardless.
No, they do. I just had blankets and you know me, I'm always in socks.
Oh, yeah. You are the guy that wears UGG house shoes that are fur lined with wool socks. I can only imagine.
Not wool socks, with cotton socks.
Either way, they can't smell good.
No, they smell fine. They smell fine.
Sure.
Did you do anything for fall break? I mean, you had an eventful weekend that I unfortunately had to pull back from because there were some family commitments I had back here, but
I noticed you haven't tossed out any of the pictures I sent you yet from the weekend. I figured you must have been holding out or just a little too bitter to admit them yet.
You know why I didn't do it? Because this whole time leading up to it, I was like, we're going to announce that we did a pick somewhere. And you're like, shh, friends and family, don't tell anyone we did a pick there. So it's okay to tell people we did a pick there now?
Yeah, because they're just going to DM you for info.
Well, I'm saying it on the podcast here first. If you want any information about this, it's Easy E Baker on Instagram. Easy E Baker on Instagram. But yes, there was a Four Roses pick I had to pull out for some family stuff. Zeke, how was your pick? I mean, it was supposed to be a Dad's drinking bourbon pick, but it was Wolfpack minus John.
I mean, it's still Dad's drinking bourbon. Even had a mom with us on this one. I think that's the first time we've had that. So it was a good time. Hines was with us, Tom, Benton, Bivens, and then Karen Jenkins joined as well. It was a wonderful time as always with, Mandy and crew. Brent Elliott came down and ran the pick for us, which was always a blast to have him as a guest when available. Had all 10 recipes at our disposal. It was a blast. If you've ever been there, you know it is. And if you've even seen pictures of it, heard anybody talk about it. I mean, I never heard anyone, say, I went to Four Roses and it didn't live up to expectations. I think it was even kind of funny at one point during the tasting. This was Tom's first time there. He's done picks with us. We all done them. And I think it was about like sample number 7 or so. He kind of looked over at him. He's like, whoa, man, 10 samples ain't no joke.
No, you got to do small sips.
And so I started laughing. I said, yeah, this is one of those, 3 or 4 barrel picks here. Like this is the full Monty. And I was even, spitting the whole time. I think we've talked about that some on previous shows. At any pick now, I'd just soon spit and try to preserve what little bit of palate I have. We all know that there'll be more drinking to be done later. So I try and at least preserve what I have and hopefully get the best barrel we can that day. But it was fun. We ended up leaving with an OBS Q.
Which is very rare. Like the Qs could go either way. So tell me about why this Q was.
It was the overwhelming group favorite. I will say it was maybe not my number one in the final blind. I did have it ranked pretty highly throughout the tasting. What I liked was literally a simple crusher, which, it fits the billing for where we've been most days. But I did want to honor the process of Four Roses. They ask you drink everything blind. You don't go in there and pick a recipe or say, hey, I want this or that. The group was pretty well aligned on it. Like I say, it was in my top 3. And I think it's a great barrel. It had a really good front to back. The finish and the oak presentation on it was not charred, salty, bitter in any way. It was actually just more of a leatherish, tannins, full-bodied kind of feeling. I think it's a phenomenal pour that ideally anyone could and should enjoy.
That's awesome. I'm bummed I missed it. There was a nice dinner after. We don't have to go into all details, but bummed I missed it. I know you went to the Harrison Smith house, so shout out to them. I just we're catching up on some reviews we didn't have. And so I'm shutting Zeke off from rubbing in how good the weekend was. But speaking about some simple crushers, Daviess County, Lux Road Distillers launched Daviess County Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in lightly toasted American oak barrels. A limited allocation of 3,000 six-pack cases of Daviess County lightly toasted will reach retail shelves across the country at a suggested retail price of $49.99 per bottle. Features its namesake brand family signature combination of rye and wheated bourbon mash bills, which is aged for 4+ years in charred oak barrels and comes in at 96 proof, 48% ABV. The lightly toasted barrel finish is what gives this limited edition release its own unique flavor profile while giving consumers additional options within the Daviess County family. It is the first in a series of annually offered toasted barrel finishes for the Daviess County brand family, which also includes perennial variants, Daviess County Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Daviess County Cabernet Sauvignon finish, and Daviess County French Oak finish. Any questions?
I don't think so, but is it Daviess or Davies? Because the spelling's kind of confusing.
It's Davies. I'm kind of having a day. Don't mind me. It's Monday back from vacation. So I took the whole week off last week. Sorry. Monday after vacation. And it's Daviess County. It's been a hell of a day, Zeke. Really is. Like when you don't look at your email, you're up in the mountains like I was. You actually take a real vacation and unplug and then you come back. It's almost not worth it because then you go, oh shit, I had all this stuff to do.
I mean, I was pretty well unplugged from Thursday afternoon until this morning.
Oh man.
It wasn't bad. I'll say that much.
It didn't suck, right?
Exactly.
What did you think about this whiskey, Zeke Baker?
Did they give us an age on this or no?
It's at least 4 years.
Okay. My notes kind of simply shorthand was at first I thought it seemed crafty. It definitely has that essence or feel to it to where the grains just aren't quite matured enough or where I really want them to be. Seemed kind of thin. The malt comes through as fizzy. I didn't mind that at all. It just seemed kind of blanched to me. I know I've used that word before, and I don't think it's necessarily the right word or the way I apply it, but it just seemed that way to me. I kind of put down in summation that lightly toasted seemed to equate to lightly influenced, and by influenced I mean the barrel influence.
I would agree with that. I would also say that, not cutting this whole thing short. Nose, I got caramel, vanilla, oak. Taste, I got caramel, vanilla, oak, tobacco. Finish, I got oak and tobacco. Agree with you on the malt coming through a little fizzy. I think it goes down super easy, but there's not a lot to it. Like, even though I said there's flavors, it's not really pronounced. It's not like the Ducks Unlimited bottle of the Daviess County that has like that Missouri oak finish that I love. I went and bought a case of that because I love that so much. I really do. This is just kind of, it's not like a balance thing. It's just there's no highs, there's no lows. It's just kind of there. Like it just goes down. You hardly even get a lot of flavor. It's like when you take a Sprite and add water.
I guess whatever your like threshold or line is for, picking up flavors, it's flying under that. I mean, even the ones that are bad aren't, strong enough to be like that's a dump. But the ones that are good also aren't strong enough to pull enough weight to make it, memorable, I'd say. It's just very subdued.
It's a little watered down bourbon, even though it's 96 proof and isn't necessarily watered down. Just taste wise, it's a little muted.
Yeah. Just kind of meh.
I think one of the things is that there's so many of the Daviess County that we like. To get one in, it's kind of surprising to get one in that we're like, we don't hate it. It's just kind of watered down.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not really sure application wise where this falls either, because neat, it doesn't really do enough for me to really want it neat. But I can't imagine in a cocktail, any of those flavors are really going to hit hard enough or be pronounced enough to even be noticeable almost. I mean, I guess if that's what you're looking for is like the pseudo cocktail that, has alcohol in it, but you can't taste it. Then, hey, this might be right up your alley.
Yeah, I don't even want to say like good in a cocktail because you need something real strong to come through.
Yeah, I don't know what weight this would pull in any kind of mixed drink that would be noticeable. Like I say, I mean,
hey, if you want to go by the pool and you want to put this with some ginger and you just want to sit at the pool all day, that's it. Go do that. Hey, Luxco, we always appreciate getting these, and I think the thing that we should mention is there are others that we really love. Like out of the Daviess County, I love so many of the other offerings that are already there. Even the French oak one I thought was great. The straight bourbon was great. We're always a hit or miss on the finishes, but Daviess County, the line itself, I mean, if I'm going for a toasted oak, I'm going to go for that Ducks Unlimited one. Try to find it. It's a gray label. If you see it out there, that thing is my jam. But thank you for sending us this bottle. Go ahead and find us on Facebook at Dad's Drinking Bourbon, Twitter at Bourbon Dads, Instagram at Dad's Drinking Bourbon. Please leave us an open and honest review, just like we leave open and honest reviews about the whiskey we drink. Zeke, where else can the folks find us?
Good old Nashville, Tennessee.
Cheers.
Ciao.